Well, let's start her up, I guess.
Oh crap, I've never been in spectator mode.
Oh, one sec, one
Guess
sec.
I'll have some fun.
Oh my God. Well, greetings, summoners. Studio here, being joined by the fabulous Arthon. We also got Rapid. Apparently, the mute system did not work like it should have, which is just fantastic. But that's a-okay, because here we are at the Mobile Fire Challenger Series. We got Gold Gaming LA versus Infinite Odds. And Rapid, are you alive? Now you can return from the only muted.
I believe I'm alive. Hopefully, mute's not working in reverse this time. That would be somewhat tragic. But yeah, Gold Gaming LA versus Infinite Odds to start off the night. Then it's Team Tempest versus Denial. Cognitive versus Complexity. I think we'll be joined by Billy Boss for that one. And then Team Summon versus Curse Academy to close out the night. So a lot of good teams. But like you said, GGLA versus Infinite Odds to start things off. So I think we are going to get into the game slash lobby slash thing as soon as we get everybody into here. You'll notice the one and only Pobelter subbing in for Bobkin XD tonight as the AP mid player for Infinite Odds. So they're kind of taking turns with IO.
I believe the only thing we're waiting on is just the players to go ahead and hit that start button. And I got a question for you. Ooh, let me get rid of that little Skype thing. Arthon, what do you think of these teams? What do you think of Gold Gaming LA and Infinite Odds?
Well, I've played versus both of them, and they're both pretty good teams, but I haven't seen them recently, so we'll see how they do here.
Oh, nothing, no trash talk, no hype, none of that. Just they're pretty good, but I don't know. That's so Arthon.
I have to be biased towards Otter and Pobelter, but you know, you have to be unbiased for casting, right?
That's true. That's true. We'll keep you in line, so don't worry about that. I guess you've played against most of these players in solo queue, right?
I don't run into any people in solo queue usually. I don't play much solo queue these days.
You're too good for us now.
I mean, I hop in there and play some Heimerdinger time to time, but.
So what do you think? I think last week we got to see a little bit of a taste of NWE Quas's Poppy. How do you feel about him bringing the Poppy to the professional scene?
Oh, that hurt. That hurt me a lot. I'm still sore from that.
Oof, yeah. Did you want to be the only competitive Poppy player?
I don't ever want to be a competitive Poppy player. That'd be terrible.
Come on, she's a good champion. She's blue. She has a hammer. I mean, do you really need anything else?
Well, what's not to
I would
love?
have to be support to pull it off. I mean, Revive Teleport just doesn't work top lane, I think. You have to be supporting people.
So you're saying that it's not good enough for Quas to just win a competitive game with Poppy. He has to win it with Revive Teleport?
Yes.
Revive Teleport right. Support Poppy, I believe.
I'll pass the word along. But I think we're into the game, and yeah, everybody in here for picks and bans. Shen, Caitlin banned out. I guess I'll go ahead and turn things back over to studio until we get a little bit better of a picture. From your experience, I mean, I know you haven't played against both of these teams in a while. You said Arthalon, but are there any like sort of must bans versus these guys?
Well, I know GGLA likes to run Lysandra and Ari a lot, so you could always ban those out. Other than that, I don't think there's any bans. Oh, I know Ulum runs Vayne a lot too, but they seem to ban that, so.
I mean, Vayne's considered just amazing right now. Actually, what do you think is going to be the sleeper OPs from this match and just like the matches tonight? Since I think a lot of that might reflect in the next couple days with the LCS Super Week starting up.
I think Twitch is going to be a highly contested pick this week in LCS and, you know, MCS too, but you never know what the MCS will do. Because I know Twitch was running a lot during the OGN playoffs or whatever they were called. So I know people like to imitate that. So I think we'll be seeing a lot of Twitch.
The OGN playoffs thing.
Yeah, that one Korean tournament with League of Legends and stuff.
With all the Twitches, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, we actually saw a couple of those submarine team compositions with the Twitch
Oh,
Shen
I love the
combo.
submarine.
Yeah, submarine's pretty cool. I think it was KT Bullets that first did that, and everybody's like, "What?" And then now it's over here, even in MCS, so it's come a long way. I think I saw it in EPS a couple days ago too, so it's definitely come around. And I mean, you mentioned the RE pickup, very strong for Complexity Academy. Citizen Rain, or not Complexity Academy, GGLA. Citizen Rain playing or subbing in here tonight as the top laner in place of Wappa Chang, who or not Wappa Chang, in place of Umashi, who fortunately left the team. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how they work with him on their lineup.
You know what I just noticed? These people aren't in LCS formation. I am truly disgusted by
Oof.
this.
Ooh, they're not quite on that TBD level. That's the great thing about TBD. Every time you cast the games, you're just like instantly
We
LCS
have
formation.
dignity and respect. We
I
go
don't
into
think
LCS formation. It
I
is
don't think
required of us.
anyone would deny you of your dignity and respect. I think that's fairly synonymous with TBD. So uh,
I hear Arthlon. I hear the just dignity and respect going off in my head. It's
that's what I think of every time.
my heart blossoms, to be quite frank.
Blossoms,
Blossoms.
blossoms. So speaking of blossoms, Arthalon, anything you're seeing out of the team compositions here? Any sort of combos you're looking to expect?
No, not really. These are fairly standard picks so far, maybe except for the Ash. But Ash has been more popular recently.
Yeah, it's been just a very, very, like you said, recent development. What makes her useful now compared to before, where it's like she's okay, but you'll kill her nonstop.
Well, if you think about it, all the other AD carries have been nerfed to the level where Ash can compete, and she also got that passive rework, so that's been helping her out a little bit. But of course, I'm not a bot laner, so I can't delve too deep into the strategies of bot lane. So
So she didn't get better. Everybody else just got much worse.
yeah, that's how it works.
The life of
Ah,
Ash, the
yes.
standard for AD carries.
It's the cycle of life. We need to like hold out a League of Legends Simba or something, like maybe a baby Rengar. I'm not sure, but
I know it's like back to season one, Ghost Flash, Ash mid. Those are good times.
the feels.
Ghost Flash
Those
Ash
start-
mid versus Twitch mid when they both could
And
just
then you
wipe a
start
team
seeing
out.
AP carries go top lane. So
And bottom lane sometimes too. I know when Trix was the AP mid player for FXO. He used to run a pretty decent Cassiopeia side lane. I never understood how that worked, but I guess it's a thing. So it looks like Lissandra into Ari. What do you think about that matchup?
uh, it's a bit of a skill matchup. If Ari can outmaneuver the Lissandra, which I don't know how you can do because she has a point blank stun, but if you can survive the Lissandra burst and then get all your rotations out, I think Ari has the upper hand here.
I mean, is it possible it could be like Lissandra top lane, something that's been popping in every now and then?
Pobelter's actually been playing a lot of Lissandra recently, so I'm
Ah,
expecting him to be on it. But he could always go top lane with it.
Yeah, top lane, a little bit more of an EU style thing. I remember Mimer running that before he was picked up by, was it Lemon Dogs or I think it was Lemon Dogs. I can't remember who's changing around the rosters over there. They do that pretty frequently. But looks like we're gonna have the support Zyra Ash, very very long range, very poke heavy, a lot of harass and CC. So kind of the new Varus Sona that's been coming out, and combined with Twitch and Thresh, kind of interesting to see a first pick on Ari giving both Thresh and Zac away. I know you guys run Zac a lot on TBD because Seven Time's a pretty good Zac player. What do you think Zac brings to the team, and how do you expect him to combo with the lineup that you see locked in for Infinite Odds?
He brings the element of surprise because he can jump from very far away, which allows him to be out of in fog of war, so he can jump into people without vision. And you see that they also have Lissandra and Twitch, which are going to do the same thing. So they're relying on that like surprise attack initiation.
All right, so it's a little bit of a different take on like the catch comp like you see with the Ari, and it kind of looks like that's what's coming out from GGLA. Like they have they love to run like catch heavy teams, so you can grab somebody with an Ash Arrow or an Ari charm, or maybe catch them out with a Zyra Root or a dunk from Wappa Chang. as long as you don't walk through his cataclysm, I guess I guess that's gonna work. But yeah, now that we have all the champion choices locked in, let's get your thoughts on the team comps here.
Well, like you said, GGLA is going to be looking to catch someone with an Ari Charm or an Ash Arrow, and then there's going to be followed up by the excellent Kinnan and Zyra AoE. And I don't know about the Jarvan pick. I think they could have picked a better jungler, but
Who would you have gone with instead?
I think maybe Nasus would be better just because of the kiting potential. But I guess they have enough kiting with Ash Zyra. But we'll see how the Jarvan pick does. And infinite odds, well, like I said earlier, they're going to try to initiate from out of surprise attacks.
You think that any lanes are in danger? Like I see Twitch Thresh, and that just looks like death. But it also looks like if Twitch Thresh can't control the lane early, just Zyra Ash has so much long range harass.
Yeah, if Ash Zyra get the upper hand here, then Thresh and Twitch are going to have a tough time because they won't have that sustain. But neither do Ash and Zyra. But I think it'll be combat oriented. Whoever can win those fights.
Whoever gets that first poke down, whoever gets that first hook down. Like getting hooked by a Thresh, Zyra, or Ash, no escapes, you got some CC, but what's Zyra CC at level 1? Like 0.75 seconds, nothing to actually get someone off you for a long amount of time. That bot lane seems terrifying for both sides. Something can go so horribly wrong very quickly.
Yeah, as a top laner, I'm kind of interested to see whether or not we're going to see standard lanes because I mean Renekton versus Kennen, Kennen really able to abuse things early on with Doran's blade start. If that's what we see. I haven't actually seen too many Kennens these days. Seen him fall off a little bit. Is there any reason you guys don't play a lot of Kennen on TBD, Arthalon?
We played him a lot before MLG, and we played him at MLG, but then he got a little bit nerfed. It wasn't really a big nerf, but I think also people learned how to play against him. Like every time we would see a Kinnan on the enemy team, we just pick Janna because Janna just pushes him out and he can't do anything. That's why Janna was popular for a while too, just to counter Kinnan. But yeah, we don't play him much anymore.
All right, as we're ticking down into the last seconds of the picks and bans and the spectator delay, we're actually going to play some sponsored videos. We'll be right back with the Mobile Fire Challenger Series. All right. Just gotta wait for those loads to really get right in there. We got Gold Gaming Los Angeles. I believe they're on the blue side and repping the red side. We got Infinite Odds. Infinite Odds. I believe they're 3-7 so far in the MCS. Their odds not too infinite as Gold Gaming Los Angeles repping the 5-5. So pretty even overall in scores. A little bit of advantage just from game history going towards GGLA though.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about Infinite Odds is that they actually came in with I think it was a 0-6 record. They were replacing the Exertus Zeal lineup, and since then they've actually gone 3-1. So nice to see them sort of bringing back the name. They're still a little bit farther behind, but tied up with Team Tempest at the back, still within range of the playoffs. They do play twice this week and then twice next week as well. As I think this is our next to last week before the playoffs. Week 7 will be the last week of games for MCS, and we're going to hit the playoffs where the top 8 teams will battle it out for $10,000, sponsored by iBuyPower, of course. So it's actually going to be pretty cool to watch and to see kind of the culmination of the first series of, the first season of the Mobile Fire Challenger Series. So it'll be interesting to see which teams make it, which teams don't, and that's kind of what we're finding out here for Infinite Odds. They definitely need to win all of the games that they possibly can to climb up to that 8th place spot. Going up against GGLA, I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the IO. They usually play with Bobkin XD as their mid laners, so having Pobelter sub in, it'll be interesting to see how both of the subs do for either of these teams, with Citizen Rain subbing in for the top lane of GGLA.
Oh, and here we go. It can't be a game of League of Legends without that first, 5-second pause. Arthon, though, my question to you is, where's the action going to happen early on? Is it going to be a level 1 fight? Are we going to see something happen in lanes? Where's the violence going to be at?
Well, that's entirely dependent on where the team want to go, of course, I think the GGLA have very good potential level 1 to invade. They have a lot of damage, but they don't have much that CC, but they do have a lot of damage, which makes for easy warding if you can harass the enemies down.
Ashe just needs to skill her ult at level 1, and then, it's pretty good skills to have. Both teams looking like a 5-man split towards the top lane. GGLA are going for a pretty aggressive invade. They're not going to make it to the tri-brush first. That's going to be Kenny up there, and he's actually going to get into the main bush coming around the corner. GGLA will spot him out, and he's going to spot them out too. They actually just catch him in the bush. He's not paying attention. That is somewhat difficult. No slows from the arrows, just with the volley for the extra damage. But the flash forced out by Kenny. Not going to run into that RA charm.
That might be one of the rare situations where you'd want to have Ashe's Frost Shot leveled up at level 1. Unfortunately, not enough to actually take out Kenny U. It is a flash for a flash at least, so question is, whose flash is more valuable, Kenny U's or Easy playing Ahri?
What do you think about Arthalon? How is not having flash as Ahri going to hurt her in that lane versus Pobelter?
That's going to be a little bit rough. They're going to want to maybe ward for her because once Lissandra's level 3 and she has all 3 of her spells ready to go, that Zac-Lissandra combo is going to be pretty tough to deal with if you don't have vision in the mid lane.
Yeah, just some really... Oh, go ahead.
Well, so you compare that to Renekton up top. Renekton, he has a slice and dice at least, so he's got something. Though Kennen is just such a pain in the ass anyways. It's got to survive that first.
He's also very, very tanky with that Doran shield, so I don't expect Renekton to be punished too hard for that flash.
Now, talk to us a little bit about some of the new itemization that we're seeing out of a lot of the lanes. It's pretty much you just buy a Doran's item level 1. Is that just because they're so effective, or is it just is Doran's shield just too good for top laners?
Well, as you see, Doran's ring. Oh, were you talking about shield or ring? I'm bad.
Either way, I mean
any Doran, yeah.
All the Dorans.
Yeah, Doran's is just really good level 1 just because of the stats it brings. Some people even get 2 Doran's items. Mid specifically, the ring is just, it gives you the extra ability power that Fairy Charm doesn't give, but also gives you less sustain, so it's more risky.
Question is, who's going to be braver? I mean, I guess you also have a little bit more damage, a little bit more all-in potential, and a little bit just more stuff, but lacking those health potions is scary. At the same time, Ahri's got sustain. Lissandra is Lissandra, so she's just terrifying on her own regard. It's going to be hard for, I think, either of them to get any reliable harass down, and thus maybe going for those Dorans makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, that's true, because both mid laners are more safer. They're not going to be doing that much damage to each other early on. You don't need that much sustain, especially against Lissandra.
Wow, Kenny U taking a beating up top lane, but that's the Kennen life. That is what you do when you land against the Kennen.
Yeah, a lot of ranged auto attack harass. And Renekton kind of has to put up with that, but eventually, once he gets, level 3, level 4, especially at level 6, it's going to be kind of monstrous to deal with. Snare bottom lane into volley combo. Waters got into lane late because he was forced to flash over the dragon wall to escape the invade, so not going to have that flash. Another thing to notice is it's a Doran's Blade start for Wappa Chang in the jungle on Jarvan, so looking for a lot of pressure, a lot of early game damage. It's going to be an attempt at getting Pobelter there, but I think Ice Path is pretty good at dodging out Jarvan ganks.
Just watching the flag go forward, watching the expected gank, and oh wait, no, she's already out of there.
Yeah. So as Lysandra is, does that allow you to play more aggressively, Arthalon, just because you know you have the ice path, or are there some situations where you just really have to watch out and play it safe? Top lane, though, gonna belay that question. Citizen Rain trying to get back to his third. Force the flash as well. There's red buff slow as well as slow from Zach. The flash and auto attack. DJ and Lambo picks up the first kill. So nice job getting in there. Was there any misplay that you saw there, Arthalon, or is that just a really scary Zach gank?
Well, as I'm looking, there's no vision top lane, so I wasn't really looking up there, but I doubt Kennen saw the Zac coming. And there's a load of CC and damage coming out from both Renekton and Zac, so I don't think there's much he could do. I think he could have flashed earlier, and I think he could have E'd and then flashed right after it.
Well, actually in the mid lane, though, Pobelter being caught out, dodges the Ahri charm with the last second flash and will be A-okay. And now it's both flashes down in the mid lane. The gank so far, I mean, is constant Jarvan pressure mid, the early Zac pressure top lane. You can kind of see who they want to die on both sides of the map. Like, they want to kill Lysandra, they want to shut down Kennen to let Renekton have some free time. Like, what do you think so far of these decisions of who to focus down for both sides?
Well, it makes sense for Jarvan to be around the mid lane area because Ahri's no flash being present. If the Zac was there and ganking Ahri, then Ahri's going to have a rough time. But if Jarvan's around, then they can easily turn that one around and relieve the pressure from that having no flash.
All right, so for right now, we've seen a lot of aggression. Bottom lane, body drop down around 400 HP, and pretty much the same thing for Bunny Fufu. Gonna use her rejuvenative, biscuit to stay down there. Jarvan, a lot of sustain from that Doran's blade, but I think probably the biggest thing to watch out right now is that Pobelter gonna go drop a deep ward. Maybe look for maybe a catch on some raids. Talk about that ward positioning. You see both mid laners warding out their opponent's raids. Is that just to check for jungle pressure, or do you look for possible invade paths?
Well, if you can see the enemy jungler doing their camps, it's pretty easy to tell where they're going to go next. And that's actually a very good ward area because it can also see if Ahri's going to go bottom lane. Like, say if Ashe and Zyra are at their turret, Ahri can just... Oh, my bad. They're on the same team. I meant Twitch and Thresh, if they're out at the enemy turret, Ahri can go down there and roam, but you'd be able to see her if she goes down that path.
Gank on the bot lane.
All right, so... Yeah, bottom lane. There it goes. The Wapachang trying to get in there. Does get the knock up the damage. That Doran's blade doing a lot, but not actually able to get all too much. The Death Set is actually pulling Wapachang back into turret range, getting a little bit of extra damage done, but not all that much follow-up from Ulam. He is only level 4, so no Ashe arrow to follow that initiate.
Unfortunately, no real backup for Jarvan. They just came in at several times. The Zyra couldn't really provide a lot of backup. Jarvan was just too far in front. Could have been a little bit more coordinated. And actually, here's Pobelter looking for something.
Pobelter level 6, just waiting to come around the corner. Nobody knows he's there yet. Wapachang trying to back, but taking this good sweet time, and a good job there by Pobelter. Ooh, there's the hog shot. Ulam finally will catch out and see. Well, nobody there anymore. Pobelter heading back towards mid lane. It looks like DJ Lambo coming back from a trip into the enemy jungle, taking away some a little bit of an invade there, and back into his own. There's a Lantern. Gonna get a little bit of added safety there to the bottom lane, and body drop will go back. And I guess that's kind of an interesting thing to say. See, you don't often see the Twitch Thresh lane backing out of lane first, but I guess Ulam Bunny Fufu is sustaining in lane just a little bit longer with the potion advantage.
All right, Arthon, where do you think the team should go from here? So we're reaching the 8-minute mark. People are starting to hit level 6. What's the focus going to be for GGLA? Like, they're down a kill, not anything too huge, but I feel like the momentum, like the action is definitely more in Infinite Odd's hands so far.
Well, I mean, it depends on where the junglers want to go. It depends on where they want to gank. Of course, you have the Ahri ult and you have the Lysandra ult. And you're going to be wanting to make plays with those, and we'll be seeing where they want to make plays. I doubt it's going to be top lane. It looks like it's a little island up there.
Yeah, it does look like both top laners, they're just kind of, I don't know, we talked about the early pressure, trying to keep Kennen off of Renekton. It looks like that's what actually worked out pretty well. Renekton with about a 5 CS lead there. Double Doran's the build for Kennen. I haven't seen double Doran's Kennens in a while, but Doran's shield really going to help out Renekton, give him the regen and the block to the auto attack damage for some early game. But mid laner, Pobelter going to get exploded easy. That's what happens when you land a charm. A nice dunk in there by Wapachang. Did you sense any miss micro there by Pobelter, or was that just a really strong Jarvan gank, Arthalon?
I'm actually really bad at the spectator client stuff, so I wasn't even watching mid.
All right. So the basics of spectating, until you get like used to it, just press that directed camera button and see what happens.
All right, I'll just let it do all the work for me.
It's a handy system.
It is, and one that many casters use, much to my chagrin. But yeah, it's nice. I think the thing to watch out for most is now that Ahri has started to get that kill. How does that change your laning phase as Lissandra if you start getting picked off there by Ahri?
It gets tougher and tougher to deal with the Ahri because of the low cooldown on her ultimate. Every time it's up, she can just pop you, like, and especially if she has her ignite, it's just really easy for her to get a kill if she gets all her charges off. So you have to be just playing more safe, but you also want to show more aggression.
Oh, the death sentence, though. Body drop roaming up the flay as well. Knockback easy. Blew the flash a little bit too early. Pobelter picks up the kill. The roaming Thresh support, though. Body drop getting the kill, and now it's a follow-up dragon off the back of that. Jarvan in the area, so Wapachang can come in here and try to steal. Does have the Demacian standard in the pit. They actually come in here. He's actually pretty good, or at least has a very good record of being able to steal. Pink Ward not outside of that ward range. Trying to get the Slayer over the wall. Ash volley. DJ Lambo dropping into his Bloblets. Does get the smite off right before he dies. Knock up though on body drop. Wapachang played back at the last second. Now it's Pobelter in there getting the freeze. Otter with the follow-up damage. Picks up one. It's Ulam looking to get taken out there as Zyra will fall. And the last shot there by Pobelter, throwing down the Ice Shard to pick up another kill. Infinite Odds, perfect collapse. And even though Zach did die in his passive, got the smite off that he needed. And that really turned that fight around for Infinite Odds. Anything in particular you saw that made Io win out that fight so much, Arthalon?
No, not really.
I mean, it was a numbers game. Ahri already got taken out in the mid lane. Lissandra had time for her ultimate to cool down. So when the fight actually broke down, they had the resources. They had the mid laner. Even though they lost Lambo, that's the beauty of Zac. All right, Lambo dies, smites Dragon as he dies, but he's still in the blob form. He's still gonna be relevant and has to be focused down, lest you get the big ball of Zac CC coming at you. So this overall great play from Infinite Odds. Really, they used the kill more. They killed Lissandra earlier. What did they get? A kill on GGLA. For Infinite Odds, they kill Ahri, they got Dragon, and they set up a situation where the fight was just horrendous for GGLA to take.
And so after that, we have a 3-1 Lissandra now. So I guess kind of the same question that I asked you earlier in reverse. As a Lissandra, who's now 3-1, what do you think about this Abyssal Scepter rush? I know a lot of Lissandras like to rush Zhonya's Hourglass. Do you think that's the right build versus an Ahri that's rushing DFG?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Getting that MR is really going to help, and also that Spell Pin is going to hurt the Ahri very much because she doesn't have any MR either.
Going in for the outplay, yeah, getting in there, the Ice Path backwards. Pobelter not going for the kill. I don't know, I thought Pobelter would have been able to pick that up. Do you think his cooldowns just weren't there? Was that a smart disengage from Pobelter?
Yeah, he didn't have his Ignite, so that kill probably wasn't going to happen.
He also had those double buffs on him, so even if he had been able to pick up the kill, it would have been kind of risky. Didn't want to risk giving those away. Now he can go back to base, he can get home guarded Sorcerer's Shoes, and use that Ice Path to get back to lane. And now that he has both his life and his double buffs, and Ahri without that ultimate for another minute and a few seconds, will actually give a little bit of an advantage there over to young Pobeebs. So top lane is going to be the ultimate dominant. On top of that slicing Maelstrom, the damage butts the stun to lock him in place. Also, Lightning Rush getting Citizen Rain out alive. A little bit too much for young Kenny Yu to chase, so he's going to be able to stay in lane for a little bit longer. Won't be able to push things out too much. Does win that exchange versus Citizen Rain and will force him back to base.
I can use at that one point where Renekton can actually fight Kennen. Kennen has that problem where he can deal tremendous damage, but you get close to him and he's just so squishy. Look at it, his items right now, he does have the Seeker's Arm Guard finish, but that's no real defense against what Renekton can dish out, because he is also hybrid magic damage with the ultimate and with the Ignite. So, just not a good situation for Kennen to ever get caught. If he ever gets in melee range of Renekton again, well, we've seen what happens. He doesn't die, but he's taken down so low, he's at risk of death from any follow-up.
Yeah, so the risk of death here, Lambo on top of a ward, so not at least any risk of death for right now. But you know, as you see the game progressing, I mean, there's 3 kills stacked up on that Poe Belter. Is that a sign that you really just, ooh, dive top lane? Citizen Raid being forced off the turret. This does look like the first turret of the game, taken down in about 14 minutes. Wappa Chang coming up here, looking for the 2v2. Lambo takes a little bit of damage, throws down the Let's Bounce, and now Citizen Raid, no slicing Maelstrom, forced to jump out of there, will use the Lightning Rush to be able to disengage, but now it's Wappa Chang in a little bit of trouble. Kenny, you turn it around, the damage. Red buff allows Wappa Chang to chase on just a little bit, but Lambo with the body block will actually get himself out alive, and his teammate as well. So the 2v2 somewhat aggressive at the re-engage. Lambo does not really care about this, just gonna get some sustain off of those bloblets and the level up. So gonna have a 2-level advantage over Wappa Chang. So really huge levels there, and Wappa is gonna find Lambo in the brush, but with some help from Kenny Yu, actually should be able to take that back in the mid lane. We actually saw Easy go for the shutdown onto Poe Belter, turning it around, and you can just see a Negatron cloak of her own. Ari sort of countering out that magic resistance, able to pick up the counter kill. Now it's a blue buff off the side. Citizen Rain getting back in there, trying to look for the kill. Slicing Maelstrom back off cooldown. 1v2ing right now. The turnaround damage comes in, but it's Ari to join the fight. Kenny, who cleans up the kill. Will he get another? A double there. Kenny picks up the kill onto Wappa, and Kenny Yu getting in there, getting out at 2 for 0, 2 for 1, I guess, if you want to count Poe Belter going down in the middle lane. But a great turnaround there by Kenny Yu. Did you watch that fight, Arthlon? What do you think was the real turning point or the misplay that caused those 2 kills to go against GGLA?
Well, I think Kinnan, when he went in, the fight was lasting for so long that both Renekton and Kinnan's ultimates were back up. But when Kinnan went in, he didn't have that much health to fight with. So when Renekton popped his ulti, of course, he was doing too much damage, and so the Kinnan died pretty fast. And then the Jarvan, of course, had really low health as well.
Like, it was all dependent on that Kennen not dying immediately, and the Kennen, unfortunately, died immediately. So just a little bit of a bad synchronization. I guess they did not predict the Dominus to be quite back up yet. Just one of those slight knowledge misplays. Unfortunately, now it's 2-7. Infinite odds are looking very, very powerful now. They got the 4K gold lead. They've got the first dragon, so they have timing on the next. And while GGLA does have that in response, do they have the team fight right now? Is Kennen still useful enough, despite having died 2 times and Renekton just having a time of his life with the Zac follow-up?
Well, we do see Abyssal Scepter now completed onto Poe Belter. Seeing this middle lane go like back and forth all over the place. A little bit of a delay in the rush of the DFG for that Negatron cloak, but it's really working out for Easy. You can see him actually getting pushed underneath his turret. So playing passively for now, but pretty much just waiting for the wave to push back and looking for a little bit of help from the jungle. Wappa Chang walks over a ward, but the pink ward in the brush placed down will take that one away. So Poe Belter playing it really safe, and kind of the same thing for Easy. With how back and forth this middle lane has been, Arthlon, what do you think both laners are playing so safe all of a sudden when really it's been so aggressive for the first 10-15 minutes of the game? Actually, right as I say that, going in, immediately looking for the Zac gang, so long range, and exactly the surprise you were talking about. Easy, blown apart, Wappa Chang in the area, but just can't get there in time. And I guess that answers the question.
That does answer the question. Both of these mid laners are very strong roamers, but they're also very strong duelists. But when you have the both junglers just in the game, you don't want.
There's a little bit of damage. I was worried there for Wappa Chang because you can see like the ice path over the wall and the follow-up damage with no ult from Poe Belter. Been pretty difficult to take down Wappa. So right now that's going to be the second dragon, the dragon going over to Poe Belter. He's going to walk back to his lane, and that's that global gold coming in, turret and dragon. And a 6,000 gold advantage for Infinite Odds, and nice little block there of the cannon minion by Poe Belter. So I'm not sure how that works out, but yeah, 6 kill advantage and the turret and dragon advantage as well. Really starting to stack things up here for IO. And I guess if you're in IO's position, what's your call as the mid laner? What do you do next now that you've won top lane, you've kind of won mid lane, and starting to take down turrets?
Well, like you said, you just won top lane, you won mid lane. Now it's time to focus on the bottom lane, because the bottom lane's been pretty passive. That's been farming up. Most of the jungle pressure has been mid and top lane. So you want to try to get some roam down on that bottom lane, because if you can snowball that lane finally, you can start progressing the game even faster.
All right, well, DJ Lambo getting the red buff steal, going to throw down Let's Bounce, but a nice standard combo away will dodge out from the death sentence. Willem throws down the Ashe ultimate, really defensive play, but DJ Lambo getting a little bit caught up, takes a 204 damage crit from one of the Ashe arrows, so a nice charge up there on the randomness for her passive. DJ Lambo will go ahead and get himself out of there alive, and Kenny back to that top lane, pretty much uncontested for now. You can see 0-2 and 0 Kennen having a little bit of a rough time versus a 1-0-2 Renekton already with a Spirit Visage complete and that Hex Drinker as well. That's going to be a lot of defense against any sort of damage that Citizen Reign's going to build. But DFG is complete onto Easy's Ahri, so it's going to be a big kind of power spike for him, looking for those assassinations. Although if you look at the gold count, that's 1,500 gold in Pobelter's pocket. And there's the damage coming out on Pobelter. Ultimate coming out from Easy. Ice Tomb coming out as well, but there's the Ice Path diving down behind the turret. Easy can't quite chase. One more spell there would have been able to pick up the kill, but Pobelter makes it out alive.
The question is that DFG for Pobelter going to be enough? Like, or not for Pobelter, for Easy going to be enough? Like, that fight right there, both sides almost dead. I could kind of see arguments saying it's there, but not quite. The question is, can he kill Twitch? Can he kill anybody actually besides Twitch? Lissandra barely surviving. Renekton, Zac, and Thresh will not die to Ahri 1v1 at this point. So it's going to be killing Otter or killing Pobelter. And if the protection is there for Otter or Pobelter, then Easy can't go for any sort of aggressive dive. He's got to kind of pull back from the Ahri Assassin rule. I think now it's time for Ahri to be that supportive AoE that doesn't quite hit 5 people character.
Well, actually, the big mistake Ahri made there was she used her DFG after she already used her W and Q, so she was missing out on the extra damage that the DFG buff would have provided. So she missed out on actually a bunch of damage. You saw how low Lissandra was. If she used her DFG correctly, I think she would have gotten the kill there.
Ooh.
Yeah,
she's still in it then.
Yeah, a little bit late, so we'll see if she can bring things back. Easy, like you said, with the blue buff ultimate already back up. Nice dodge there for Pobelter. Not walking into the charm. He's going to go back to scenic route towards that mid lane. And you talked about bottom lane, pretty passive this entire time. Ashe with a little bit of a CS lead, but who do you think this values more, the passive lane phase? Is it just great to accelerate Ashe towards that late game, or just Twitch out carry?
Well, the longer that Ashe can just free farm, the safer she actually is, because once you get to the team fight phase, she doesn't have that many tools to escape from that Lissandra and Renekton from. So the bigger she gets and the more damage she deals, I think, is better for her. But also you have that Twitch who's very machine gun, 80 carry late game, who does just massive damage. So I mean, you have 2 late game carries here, so we'll just see how it goes.
I mean, it's definitely a question of whether or not Ashe can outcarry the Twitch. Ashe does really great sustain damage later on, but Twitch has, the R button that he can just press, the spray and pray, being probably one of the best teamfight ultimates in the entire game, like most likely top 3 at least. And
team fighting, yeah, gonna be exactly what they want to do. Ashe or Crystalline goes on to Otter, immediate cleanse out, but the jump over the wall. GGLA's Buddy Fufu gonna get the blow up kill on the body drop. Otter trying to turn things around, but gets a little bit too slowed out there. The continual volleys backwards with that frost shot on, really gonna stop DJ Lambo and Otter from kind of capitalizing in on this. Easy's in the middle lane. Kenny trying to push Citizen Reign off of his turret. It's kind of a 3v3 down bottom, as unfortunately Body Drop not there to participate.
So it was a clean kill. Body Drop is going down 3 for 8, and getting any kill at this point is just such a nice benefit for GGLA. Like, they are behind by about 7,000 gold at this point, closer to 6,000 at least. So 1k shorter than I thought, but still, any kill they can pick up, any little bit of gold they can retrieve is just going to be so nice and important for them, because they got to get their items down. They got to get more stuff essentially. Like, Ashe is farmed, but the rest of the team, they're not doing that hot.
Yeah, especially when you look at that top lane, Kennen. And I guess the question for you, Arthalon, is that now that we're 23 minutes into the game, there's a pretty decent gold lead, about 6,000 here for Infinite Odds. What do you think GGLA needs to do? Where do you think their focus needs to be to maybe put a lot of pressure onto Infinite Odds, or try to turn things around?
I think if they play around vision control, they can make pretty good pickoffs if they can catch people off with that Ash Arrow. And they can stall the game to where they can get more gold if Infinite Odds has dead people around.
They need more dead people in the enemy team. Well, actually, there is a 5v4 by the Dragon right now. This could be their chance to make dead people happen.
Seeing dead people effective at both movie making and playing League of Legends. Looks like we need to get M. Night Shyamalan to start picking up, I don't know. I'm not sure which lane he would play, but they're going for the stealth. Gonna get the slowdown, but a nice disengage. The standard over the wall from Wapachang. Gets him out alive, and with the jungler repelled and a pink ward here at the Dragon, it's gonna be up to Easy maybe to try to push things off, but Renekton rotating down from the top lane. Really good positioning by iKenneyu, really zoning out Easy, and even Body Drop getting in on the action. Nobody able to get anywhere near the Dragon. That will be second Dragon of the game, going to Infinite Odds.
Were you saying that if GGLA win, that would be the twist? Like, is that the twist of the M. Night Shyamalan movie, this team winning? It's kind of rude, Rapid. A little bit rude. Well, actually, this is going to be their big chance, though.
Oh,
they're going
Smite steal. DJ Lambo goes for the steal on the red buff. Can't get it. Nice Smite steal there by Wapachang. Death Sentence misses. It's Citizen Rain in the back. I don't actually think he has that yet. There it is. The flash. Slicing Maelstrom. 3 people, but a huge knockup comes out from Buddy Fufu. Gets exhaust on the support. I'm not sure what that's about. But the rest of the team falling down dangerously low. Ash gonna get jumped on. Kenny right on top of her. Nobody alive to peel. Easy makes it out, but a double kill for Kenny. Really flashed over the wall. No, he tries to slice over. Can't quite make it. But off the back of that, a triple for Citizen Rain. And Kennen turning things around.
Rest in peace, my fair Twitch. Otter at the start of that fight. Actually, Kenny, you going for this. Going for the stun. Gets the CC. Does get charmed himself. Can they pick up Easy? Easy trying to get out of there. I hear an Ignite sound. Easy burning down. Gets a little bit of HP from his Spell Vamp passive, but does go down as iKenneyu barely surviving underneath that tower. But rest in peace, fair Twitch. That was what started off that fight. They caught out Lambo, but the Lantern saved him. Unfortunately, after Lambo got out of the fight, Otter was the next closest person and still in range of the Jarvan with Oracles, going down immediately after. So that was a huge kill. They took out the Twitch, but unfortunately it was still a 3-for-3. They actually still lost the tower on GGLA.
Alright, so what do you think was the big result from that team fight? Do you think that turned it around with the big triple kill onto Citizen Rain, Arthalon?
I think that team fight was pretty even overall. I mean, you just saw both teams got the mid turret off of that. So I don't think that team fight resulted in much, but I think a little bit of advantage did go to the Infinite Odds because they did get 4 kills instead of GGLA only getting 3.
And what do you think about this Lissandra build going Death Cap after that's Abyssal Scepter? I see a lot of Lissandras like to go for, you know, the 5 seconds of invulnerability with the Zanya's. What's the decision to go for more damage over that Zanya's Hourglass?
Yeah, that build is a little bit questionable because you don't get that much ability power from Abyssal Scepter, and you know, usually Rabadon's is for that increasing your AP by a lot, but she doesn't have that much AP to begin with. So I think the Zanya's would have been a better pickup, but she's going to be doing more damage, so we'll see how that goes.
I mean, at this point, maybe Pobelter is feeling that if they can get even an okay team
fight. Actually, the assassination attempt top lane. Otter tried to go in on Citizen Rain, gets the cleanse, but it's a little bit late. That's just a nice 1v1. Citizen Rain reacting almost perfectly. Turning things around to pick up the kill. Zack's in the area looking to get the engage, but Wapachang's right there in behind. Body drop looking for some damage. Citizen Rain lands the death mark, or the death sentence. Zanya's Hourglass touched out from a little bit, but with the box right on top of him, it's 500 gold and the shutdown going the way of DJ Lambo.
iKenneyu trying to chase down Ashe in the bot lane. Ulam gonna be a-okay though. Nothing Kenneyu can do to get near her besides flashing, which is not available right now. But at the same time, that Ashe damage just not there yet. Ulam's way too tanky with his 3,000 HP and 142 armor. So High Amot did not work on the Kennen, unfortunately. Arthalon, do you have any words to say to Otter about that attempted kill?
Rest in peace, my friend.
Rest in peace.
I love you, Otter.
I think you mean rip in pieces. That's,
rip in pieces. Otter is a fantastic person and just a fun player to watch. But that was just a little bit of overconfidence going in there. Kennen, even though he is behind on gold, at least I believe he is 9,500. Yeah, behind by about 700. It's still not a big enough difference. Kennen still has that massive burst, and Twitch's sustain is amazing. But I mean, he couldn't get out that sustained damage to actually get that kill.
Another thing I was actually kind of wondering about, at least as far as your mid lane expertise, Arthalon. I see both of these mid laners going with Flash and Ignite. I mean, those are pretty standard summoners, but especially against like the catch potential on Ari, bottom lane, a lot of damage onto Kenny. Should be able to slice and dice out of that one, but I think he actually blew the dice a little bit earlier. Now he's going to take a lot of damage from Ulam. There's the sight into the brush. Yeah, he cannot run away from the perma-slow, the knock-up, and actually a little bit of AP damage from the standard, I believe it was, that Proctus Hex Drinker there, allowing him to, you know, stay alive for a little bit longer. But all in all, you catch out Renekton in the bottom lane. That's cool and everything, but a Baron off the back of that for infinite odds. Completely worth it. Kenny getting out of there and, you know, sacrificing one for the team. How worth it was that exchange, Arthalon?
Pretty worth. Hashtag worth.
Hashtag worth.
All right.
Hashtag worthwhile, would you say? Would you go that far?
Yeah, I don't know, that's a little
While?
much.
Oh, I think you're pushing it. That's
No, that's
Yeah.
far. They did lose a player. And that was just, you know, good warding, good positioning. Check out, like, the triple ward here, as they want to make sure there was no easy way for GGLA to get to that Baron pit.
Oh, the hook lands on to Easy. 3-shot by Otter from the back line. Bowbelter gonna body block through the turret, looking for a kill there on a Buddy Fufu with a follow-up damage from DJ Lambo, and even with the Stranglethorns going down, it's just not gonna be enough. Body drop taken down low. It's Ulam and Wappa Chang doing a lot of damage from the back line, but Otter able to turn things around, gets the kill up onto Zach. He still popped his passive. Now Bowbelter getting in there, will throw down the Glacial Tomb, or not the Glacial Tomb, it's the Ring of Frost. I almost said Ring of Frost, whatever. It's picking up the kill onto Ulam. Yeah, that's basically. I should have just let Arthalon cast that fight.
No, please no.
And Lissandra's killing everything, and that's that. Just that
There we
mid-lane
go.
focus. I mean, in the end, it was the death sense, it was the catch, and now the inhibitor is going to be threatened. They may not be able to pick it up, but still, they lost the inhibitor tower. This inhibitor is naked, and it is going down.
Easy's back up. So is Buddy Fufu. It's below half HP, and I really don't like the decision to stay around here. Yeah, you're gonna see a DJ Limbo back on off right now. Easy looking for the catch, gets the pick. That's Fire Grasp, but a flash over the wall, and we actually can see huge disengage here from both Bowbelter and DJ Lambo. Gonna make it out. Lambo backing on a ward, doesn't want to hit back quite there. We'll go ahead and retreat a little bit more to safety. But there was something I was going to say that was super insightful and would have made me look incredibly intelligent. But as is the bane of all shoutcasting, things happen, and you actually have to talk about them instead of what I was thinking about. So what do you think? I don't know. Let me get your thoughts on this point in the game. It's 30 minutes, an advantage for infinite odds. But, ooh, a nice pick on a Bowbelter. GGLA still making those picks. I mean, it looks like their team composition is still successful, even though they're a little bit farther behind.
What can GGLA do to stay in this game? Is it going to be these picks? Is that their option? Find Bowbelter alone in the jungle? Find the stray Otter trying to kill Citizen Rain? How do they stay relevant? How do they not lose at this point? Being behind by 10,000 gold, they still have an inhibitor. Arthalon, if you were in this situation, what would you do to at least not lose?
I would pray that Infinite Odds would not group, and so you can actually get those picks. Because if they're grouping as 5 and they're just so tanky and ahead at this point, you're not going to be able to do much with all your spells there.
One other important thing to notice is that now that those outer turrets have fallen, even inner turrets as well, it's going to be about the vision advantage here in the jungle. You can see GGLA looking for those picks again. They land a ton of damage, and the descendants onto DJ Lambo, taking so much damage. Body drop in the back, really can't get all that much damage done. Trying to try the dunk, but immediate flash out from body drop. Damage to follow up there from Easy. Gets the play backwards, but the charm lands as well. Easy able to pick up the kill on the body drop, and that looked like Infinite Odds were pretty grouped up there, Arthalon. What allowed those picks?
Well, I mean, there's only 3 of them there, and then GGLA, of course, had most of their stuff up. I think only Ash Arrow wasn't available. So I think Infinite Odds needs to wise up and just group as 5 at this point, so that stops happening.
I mean, look how long it took for DJ Lambo to die. I mean, he was taking so much damage just non-stop from everybody, and still took a long time for him to go down. So clearly, if they do not kill them in those picks, it's just going to be so dangerous for GGLA. Like, they got some damage. They need to get turrets done. They need to get just more gold at this point. So if DJ Lambo does get caught in a fight again, they actually have a chance of killing him within 2 seconds instead of like the 10-second runaway he had going.
All right, so right now, It's gonna be a pretty strong push in the top lane. GGLA really off of the back of that team fight. Kenny, though, gonna get in there. Knows that Otter's got his back. He's a huge tank in front of absolutely everything. The Lantern comes out. Is it gonna be able to pick up the save? Pobelter is in there trying to freeze Citizen Rain out. Will get the Zhonya's out. Both Zhonya's going down for the easy. Still in the back. Completely out of mana, but the damage has been done. It's DJ Lambo trying to get away. Will get the Elastic Slingshot off, but is slowed there by the red buff. Standard in there. Wappa not able to pick up the kill. A turnaround kill from Otter. DJ Lambo with the bait, so the kill coming off the back of that. Otter will pick one up for himself, but in the end, it's a 2 for 2. Definitely would say that was who do you think won that engagement there, Arthalon? Was it GGLA with the turret, or was it Infinite Odds coming back with a couple kills?
I think it was GGLA because as behind as they are, they shouldn't even be able to like push up that far. So the fact that they got the turret and only had 2 deaths and they actually got kills in return, I think it was a win in their favor as they're evening up the gold more.
Yeah, it's down to a 7,400 gold difference, which, the fact that that's what they're down to is terrifying, but they wouldn't even that fight. They should have lost that fight. You tell me one team's behind by 7,000 gold, I will automatically assume they would lose every team fight, and if you look at the team comp from Infinite Odds, that's not bad team fight. They have a lot of AoE, they have good CC, they have good tankiness, good damage. They're a pretty strong team fight team. Not the best, but I don't know, the fact that they're not winning that, what is causing them to lose a fight or even go even?
Well, that time Renekton went extremely early. You didn't see Thresh or Lysandra or Zach even like near him when he went in, so all he had was Twitch. And Twitch got CC'd a little bit. He cleansed the Ash Arrow, but he wasn't able to do that much damage with his ult.
Even going back in for the initiate, immediate Zhonya's there. Citizen Rain, the crits! Holy Otters! That was a lot of pretty powerful Otter attacks coming out there, able to pick things up. But now it's the continued engagement. Stranglethorns goes out, gets the knock-up on a Kenny. I did not think that would land, but you know what? It's good enough. Easy able to get the charm off. Otter now not locked with his will. Flashes over the wall, gets shut down by the crits from Ulam coming in from the back. GGLA turning this around. They have the ability to kite things out. Another charm lands. Kenny you now the target. And even though he does have the ability to spin into walls, not going to be very effective at escaping. Renekton going to go down there as well as Otter. A 2 for 2 again. Just continuing to trade off so evenly. What are the strengths for both of these teams, Arthalon? They're allowing them to do so much damage to really be this effective in fights.
Well, that time there was no pressure on the Ashe, so she was just free to auto attack away on that Renekton. I think that was the main strength there that GGLA had.
And for Infinite Odds, what do you think is really their strengths when they go into these team fights?
I'm not sure. They're not really team fighting at this point. They're just running around and
team mashing together.
Yeah, some 5-man League of Legends. The reinitiate easy going in, but immediately blown apart. What is that burst damage? Pobelter just blew him up. That's the death cap there. Now Ulam gets to take a lot of damage. Zach getting in there for the shutdown body drop as well. The turnaround kill from Pobelter just crushing Easy's dome. I did not see that damage coming. Were you aware that that was possible, Arthalon?
Oh, that's definitely possible with Alessandra. She's at the point where if she just drops all of her spells immediately, you're going to get a big chunk of damage down.
Well, that big chunk of damage might have just led to a Baron as now it's being taken down. This time, they are aware of it on the side of GGLA. No sneaky 4-man Baron as a 1v2 goes down. Wappa Chang is caught out. Can he escape this? They're not even try. They want the Baron, and it's a 3v4. Can they stop this?
Body drop gonna get knocked up there. Stranglethorn's pretty good placement there, but Otter's damage in the back gonna be enough to zone off Citizen Rain. The jump over the wall, the flay backwards. Wappa Chang gonna go down. No, he flashes over the wall, but the burn damage. Is it gonna be enough? Yes. Combining there with the Toxic Venom stacks, Otter will pick up the kill and the Baron buff going over to Infinite Odds. This game's so back and forth. Always the gold lead for Infinite Odds, but it just seems like GGLA able to win out these team fights or at least trade even, get the picks that they need, have decent ward coverage, but did wind up giving that fight away. What do you think? Do you think that was smart for Infinite Odds to go for that Baron, even though that they did know that GGLA were coming in, or do you think GGLA should have just let it go?
Oh, definitely. GGLA had Ahri and Ashe down, and those are their biggest damage dealers. So you're not going to have very much damage coming out from Kinnan Zyra and Jarvan, so it's definitely a very safe Baron to do. And of course, Zach doesn't even take damage from Baron, so you should be alright.
Zach doesn't take damage from Baron. You heard it here first.
He doesn't really. He doesn't take that much damage in general. Let's be
you
quite
can-
frank. It is Zach.
You can see he's sitting there and he's regenning 21 HP every second, just like for free. I think it's twice a second. It's just like, all right, well that's cool and everything. New Spirit Visage, fairly balanced, along with the Banshee's Veil for an incredible amount of magic resistance there on a Zac, and with the Randuin's Omen, man, I did not realize, junglers have a rough time getting itemization. They're kind of poor here in Season 3, but if you look at DJ Lambo, he doesn't seem very poor to me. 7, 1, and 11 with 4 items, and almost all his item slots completely filled up. They decided to buy an Oracle's Elixirs there. One of the strongest members on the team. That's one big Zac.
I mean, that is a beefy Zac. And these team fights in the past, what won them so well for GGLA is that Otter, he was always the first to die, either in the team fight or at least the first to die for infinite odds. And that did not happen last fight. It was just the random pickoffs. And if Otter goes down, like, that's it for the fight apparently. But you know what? If they can protect Otter, or at least maybe the item advantage is too much now, I don't know if GGLA can do anything at this point.
All right, well, GGLA trying to defend their inhibitor. What do you think GGLA needs to do, Arthalon? I mean, they've been able to pick up some, get at least decent pickoffs that had some okay peel for Ashe. But what's the real high priority target that GGLA really need to remove here from the Infinite Odds lineup?
Well, they either need to kill and stun Lysandra so she can't get her rotations off, or they need to quickly take down Twitch so he doesn't deal that much damage with his ult.
It does look like over the wall, the initiation. There's immediately Bunny Fufu getting blown up, but kind of a low priority target. Now the Zhonya's coming out from Pobelter. Damage to come in from a Citizen Rage. Will it be enough? No. Pobelter will finally go down. It's Kennedy to pick up the kill off the back of that, but Pobelter stays alive in the back. Huge engagement there by, is that sneaky factor? Flash out the cleanse from Ulam. Will it be enough to get alive? The crits body drop. Actually, with the Flame Passive, able to pick things up, will go down to the turret off of a nice charm coming out there from Easy. But as the last surviving member of Gold Gaming Los Angeles, does look like as the turrets fall, GGLA throwing out the GGs, and Infinite Odds will pick up their 4th win of MCS with an ace and a nice kill to finish things off. Nexus falls at 41 minutes with a 10 kill and 2 turret advantage. Game goes to Infinite Odds.
I mean, Infinite Odds, they had the early advantage. They built it up very quickly, especially with that. I believe that was a 4-for-none dragon fight early on in the game, and it built up from there. They had their rocky moments, they had their ebbs and flows, but in the end, they had control the entire game, and they just kept in control and kept confident.
So that is going to do it for our first game of the night. It's Infinite Odds winning out their series versus Gold Gaming Los Angeles. I think that is actually going to do it for our wonderful guest co-commentator caster guy thing, Arthalon. We want to thank you for joining us here on the Mobile Fire Challenger Series. Do you have any comments, any shout-outs, any respect for casters who do this every day?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go donate to casters right now, in fact.
Oh, that's almost like that same thing that everyone else watching the stream should do, Arthalon. That's a fairly good idea. And if you guys do want to donate, you can hit the donate link right down below. Do you have any shout outs before you leave, Arthalon?
Shout out to my team and of course the great MCS and everyone who's helping out with that. It's a great tournament and I hope it gets more support.
Absolutely. It was great having you on. If you guys want to check out Arthalon and the rest of his team, you can wait a couple of more weeks for PAX. They will be completing theirs team to be determined. You can also catch them coming up tomorrow as the first game to start things off for the Mobile Fire Challenger Series. So best of luck to TBD, and make sure to follow at Arthalon on Twitter as well, so you can catch up on all of the things that matter to Arthalon and the rest of his team. So we are going